The warboard method is a visual planning system for getting what's in your head out into the world quickly and with as little overwhelm as possible. In this series, we'll walk through various ways you can use a warboard to map and tackle your dream life or project. In this particular mini workshop, we'll walk through one of several templates and planning sequences for launching your own warboard, the Daily Win, to help you prioritize and execute your mission-critical tasks each day. You'll see it here as a subboard to a more complete warboard. Here's what the full template looks like from inside. It's the more complete version, but we'll walk through it step by step to show you how we arrive at this point by the end. Each of these items is a subboard to the Daily Win template within the warboard method. We'll start with the Success subboard. Every day, you have a million tasks to do, but you can't do them all in a single day. The problem is, when you have so many things to do, no matter how much you get done in a day, you can feel like you didn't accomplish anything. Case in point, the day I started making this workshop, I published an article in the morning and then got to work making the slides for this piece. Originally, there were 111 of them, but when making these workshops, there are a lot of things to do, and it can take a bit of time to get them all done. I'd published an article and made 111 slides, and I still felt like I hadn't done enough. That's only because, in my mind, I hadn't completed the item of creating the mini workshop, even though it involves several steps. Open loop signal incomplete, so you never feel accomplished or satisfied if you can't close the loop by the end of a day or work session, no matter how much work you actually got done. This template helps you develop a better habit and mindset around that. At the start of each day, you'd begin with the Daily Win template to help with task prioritization. So, when looking at all the things you have to do, you're going to have to pick a realistic number of tasks you can actually complete in a given day. As you're looking over your list, you'll complete this sentence. Today would be a success if fill in the blank. Within this subboard, you'd list only 1 to 3 most important tasks for the day. That's it, and you'd rank them in order of priority. Priority 1 is mission critical. It's the most important thing you need to do today. Priority 2 is important and urgent, but less so than number 1. And priority 3 is important and urgent, but less so than priority 2. Let's go back to the Daily Win overview page, and we'll come back to this. Now let's go to the bonus subboard. So in the Success subboard, you framed your day by filling in the statement, today would be a success if fill in the blank. And it would be a bonus if I could fill in this blank. Add 1 to 3 more things here, and only 1 to 3. Remember, you already have 1 to 3 priorities in the Success subboard. You'll assign these by priority, just as you did with the Success items. Priority 4 is important, but not as urgent as the priorities you set there. If you complete the tasks there, this will be your very next thing to do. Priority 5 is slightly less urgent, and same with priority 6. Back to the Daily Win overview page, and again, we'll come back to this. Now let's go to the Exceptional subboard. Same as before, this would be an exceptional day if I could. Fill in the blank. List 1 to 3 things only, as you already have up to 6 priorities for the day. Priority 7 is important but not urgent, and it's also not as important or urgent as the items you selected for the bonus subboard. You'll get to this task if you can, and if you can't, it might move to a higher priority on your next workday. Also, one thing to note, you can use the Exceptional subboard for nice-to-dos or want-to-dos, and make them more fun than strictly tackling priority items. You be the judge on what exceptional means to you and how you want to balance your days. Back to the Daily Win overview. We'll come back to this. I accidentally placed a fully complete Daily Win template here, but you'll get the idea. Now that you've seen the template overview, how do you use it, especially if you have a lot of to-dos on your plate right now? We'll make a task list. This doesn't have to be pretty. It's just a dumping ground for everything you have to do. We'll sort it later. Let's start with a column for all the tasks. You'll add them one at a time, 1 per note card, until you have them all down. From there, it's time to sort. For columns 2 through 5, we'll make ourselves an Eisenhower matrix, as well as a want-to-do column. First is the important and urgent column. These are the most important things, or MITs, in case I reference them that way later. Next is the important and not urgent column. These are things you need to do as soon as you're able, but they're not immediately urgent and can wait behind more pressing tasks. After that is the not important and urgent column. These are the fires, the have-to-dos. Usually these are other people's priorities or admin tasks, things like bills, invoicing, emails, etc. You want to do as little of this as possible in tightly contained work blocks, but they're not tasks you can completely avoid. After that is the not important and not urgent column. These are the avoid-at-all-cost items. Things that might have sounded good at the time, but that might not add value to your work or life in any way. This is effectively your do not do list. And last but not least is the want to do column. These are things that would make you love your life or work more, but that aren't necessarily mission critical. And not everything has to be mission critical. Once you have all your columns, you'll now drag each of your tasks into its appropriate spot. And this is for today. Tomorrow, you might rank them differently. Now, I've rearranged and expanded the columns to make everything easier to see. All of the items have been sorted in order of priority and urgency. The first column contains the most important and most urgent tasks for today. I like to copy the important/urgency dots to each task card. 2 reds means important and urgent. And if you like to do this too, you'll repeat it for the other columns and tasks. This is a good time to take a good look at the overview of tasks that need to be done. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get all of this done in a single day, so you're going to have to discern what you can do, what you'd like to do, and what you must do. We won't get into the weeds of how to make these decisions. That's a good reason to book a warboard session if your work and/or life has gotten that hairy. So think, what would make today a success? Pick those items from the pile. You can press Control and hold it down to select multiple items, then drag those into the Daily Win overview page. Then click the Daily Win link in the navigation to return to that page. Now you'll see all the tasks you moved in the Unsorted tab. Select them all and drag them into the Success subboard. Note here, this is for illustration purposes, although you may prefer it regardless. We're going to drag them from subboard to subboard until they're sorted. After doing this a while, you'll be able to distinguish more quickly and without having to move them all. Again, you'll see all the tasks you moved in the Unsorted tab. From these, which is the most important item? Copy just the text from the note and paste it into the Priority 1 card to the left. You can then delete that note in the Unsorted tab. You'll see I left the priority/urgency dots. This is optional, but in case you don't complete them today, you may wish to keep the dots so that you'll remember how you ranked them today. Repeat for Priority 2 and Priority 3. Then select all the remaining tasks and drag them back into the Daily Win overview page. Now drag them into the bonus subboard. Repeat the process with the bonus tasks. Then drag the remaining task back into the overview, which you'll place in the exceptional subboard. And then we'll go back to the overview. So now we have all of today's tasks sorted into success, bonus, and exceptional. Now you'll just start at the beginning. Complete all of the success items before moving on to the bonus tasks. Then, after completing all bonus tasks, move on to the exceptional. A day when you complete all success items is a success. For the perfectionists among us, appreciate that you have done enough for today to be considered a win. Anything more than that is a bonus, and anything more than that is exceptional. There will be days when you aren't able to do anything beyond the success tasks, and that's okay. Some days will be like that. There will be other days when you can do bonus tasks, and even days when you complete all the items in the exceptional subboard. Those days will help when you're not even able to make the success bar, because those days will happen too. So, if you like this method for organizing your days, you can download the Milanote template for free by visiting warboardmethod.com. And if you're interested in signing up for a warboard session to help with more complicated planning and strategy, you can sign up for that there too. The warboard method is a practical framework for self-authorship that bridges soul with strategy. I'm always on the lookout for new truants to add to the program. If you're interested in figuring out what deserves your life, the warboard method can help you identify what matters most and pursue it intentionally. Learn everything you need to know at warboardmethod.com. So that gives you a rundown of the Daily Win template and planning sequence within the warboard method. In future workshops, I'll be breaking down other templates as well as real-life use cases, showing the various ways you can use the warboard method to stay focused and organized without overwhelm as you work on building your dream life or project. If you're interested in following along with this mini workshop series, you can subscribe here over at Substack or at warboardmethod.com. Links in the description.